Self-awareness doesn't arrive gently. It doesn't knock. It breaks the door down and forces you to look at rooms you've avoided for years. At first it feels like growth, like clarity, like finally getting it, and then it starts to hurt. Because self-awareness doesn't just show you who you are, it shows you who you've been pretending to be. The patterns you repeat, it's the boundaries you never set. The times you stayed quiet to keep the peace, even when it cost you your self-respect. It hurts when you realize you weren't always too much. You were just asking the wrong people for understanding. It hurts when you see how often you shrank yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold you. Self-awareness is painful because it removes excuses. You can't unsee what you now understand. You can't blame timing, luck, or other people the same way anymore. You start noticing how you sabotage yourself, how you avoid discomfort, how you choose familiarity over healing. And that realization is heavy. You begin to grieve past versions of yourself. It's not because they were weak, but because they were trying their best with what they knew at the time. You grieve the years spent chasing validation, the relationships that drained you, the dreams you abandoned because fear spoke louder than truth. Self-awareness makes silence loud. You sit alone more often, not because you're lonely, but because you can no longer tolerate noise that disconnects you from yourself. You notice when conversations feel empty, when connections feel forced, when your energy is being spent instead of exchanged, and that can feel isolating. There's a strange loneliness that comes with knowing yourself deeply. You outgrow certain dynamics. Certain jokes stop being funny. Certain habits stop comforting you. You realize that healing sometimes means disappointing people who benefited from your unhealed version. It hurts too. Self-awareness also forces accountability. You can no longer say that's just how I am. When you know your behavior comes from wounds you haven't faced, you start catching yourself mid-reaction, mid-avoidance, mid-self-betrayal. And while that awareness is powerful, it's exhausting. Because now you know better, and knowing better means doing better. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it costs you familiarity. Even when growth feels like loss. But here's the part people don't talk about enough. Self-awareness hurts because it's the death of illusion. The illusion that staying the same is safe. The illusion that ignoring your needs will make life easier. The illusion that comfort is the same as peace. And once those illusions are gone, there's no going back. But slowly, quietly, the pain starts to shift. You begin to choose yourself without guilt. You respond instead of react. You walk away sooner. You rest without explaining. You build a relationship with yourself that doesn't rely on approval, and one day you realize the pain wasn't punishment. It was initiation. Self-awareness hurts because it's the moment you stop abandoning yourself. And that pain is sharp as it feels. Is the sound of your life finally telling the truth?